Libra, I'm feeling a lot of pressure in your third eye, right? And I'm feeling as though there's like perceptions that you're just needing to solidify. Like they're things that maybe you've known for a while, or you've sensed more subtly, and now they're coming through much stronger. And there's a need to really heed the call, so to speak. Okay, we just had the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and the Moon fall on the table with the Star. So now this is a spiritual path reading and career reading. Now, the Star talks about faith, and it talks about being willing to be vulnerable. You know, if we're talking about Aquarian energy, for the sake of the highest good in the collective whole. And in order to be vulnerable and have that level of faith and have that level of trust in a higher power, you need to be willing to step into the void, so to speak. Because even though the Moon sometimes talks about confusion and can talk about things that are diluting or that dilute you, I really feel like this is you finding a new, it's like tapping into a new well of love within you, and you like march into the void with it. Like you understand that there aren't going to be details, and there aren't going to be concrete things that you need to attach. Like I said, I was getting that third eye pressure, and there's this sense here, there's this sense that you just have to heed a call. You have to heed a call, and you're not going to have all the answers, and you're not going to have the knowing of what's coming in the future. All that's motivating you right now, all that's motivating you and driving you is love. And I mean love in a pure sense. Like, not that it can't be romantic love, but that's not how that feels for me. It feels like it's just you showing love and being willing to not know. And being willing to not know because your faith is that strong. You truly believe that what your purpose is and what you're going after really will open up if you just flow. If you're just willing to flow. All right, Libra, I really love the spread for you. I was getting quite a few keywords when I was laying the cards, and it's almost making me wish that I don't take out the audio when I lay the cards, because it takes me like 6 minutes or so, and I don't want to waste that time. So most of you know how I work this spread, but I'm going to hop around for a second. So in your advice from Spirit this month, you have the Knight of Pentacles, and the rune future ended up coming up on it. Before I even dropped the rune, when I got this card, I heard slow and steady wins the race. And, you know, your overall energy this month is you. Okay, we have justice here. So it's all about you this month, Libra. And there's a need for you to just be very, you know, I don't want to say selfish, that's not it. But you really need to prioritize your needs and your wants this month. Okay, your needs and your wants take precedence. And I think a lot of you are in the process of either, at the very least, emotionally breaking away from your job. Meaning you're separating yourself from your employer, from your workplace, in the sense that, like, okay, this work that I do doesn't define me, or this thing that I do that pays my bills doesn't define me. And I also think that you're separating yourself from this ego battle you've been having over how you make money and how you spend your money. There's this fear here that you're releasing around wealth, and with the Devil card here in the wealth rune, right? The Devil card is Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is our bosses and our hierarchies and the government and the things that we kind of have to, as humans, or rather as at least American citizen, or any citizen really, we have to, you know, cooperate with them. And there's this fear that you've had that's attached to gaining wealth, and there's this, and with the Seven of Wands here, it's like there's this fear that if you really come correct or come as your authentic self, that you will somehow be smited, right? And you will lose money, right? But that's a false belief. I think this definitely applies to those of you that have been considering heavily whether or not you should be self-employed, or for those of you that have done the like, I'm part-time at my job, but I'm self-employed here type of thing. Or the people that have had a mental dialogue of like, this isn't enough money, or this doesn't mean anything to me. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I want to make money in a way that's satisfying to me, and I don't feel like my morals are coming into play. You know what I mean? And just like, oops, throwing stuff. Just like your energy of the justice, right? We have the scales, and we have to remember that it's not our decision who, you know, what is fair and what is not. And faith is required when we make big moves like this. Faith is required because we just have to know in our heart that if we follow our truth and we speak our truth, that we will always be taken care of. And I think that's really what Spirit is asking you to let go of here, because in the letting go position, you have the Devil with the rune Wealth and the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands talks about asserting yourself, but also being a little unsure on what it is that you're asserting yourself about. So there can be this confusion with the Seven of Wands, kind of like, but not as bad as the Seven of Cups. There's this feeling here of like, don't test me. I'm standing here. This is my space. Don't. I told you, this is me. This is me. Like, there's this defensiveness, right, to it sometimes. Because if you look, he has two different shoes on. So he's kind of standing on uneven ground. It's like 1 foot in and 1 foot out. So it's kind of feeling like, to me, the angel and the devil type of idea. It's like you've already half transitioned. Even if you're staying in a corporate job, obviously there's nothing wrong with that. There's people that are going to, you know, that are going to work a corporate job forever and feel very happy. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's this nagging happening, and that's why he looks so on guard. Because if you look at his face, he's shook. He's like, ooh, people are coming at me. What am I going to do? These are my morals. These are my values. Don't, like, but you have to have some level of faith. You know what I mean? You got to have some level of faith that if you're really acting from your moral high ground, right, that fear cannot touch you. That you are not bound by the dollar. Okay? That could be it too. Like, are you getting questioned on whether, you know, I almost started saying cash rules everything around me. Like, are you worried that you're materialistic? I mean, because you are ruled by Venus, right? So there's this belief here that you need to release. This fear that your attachment to money, or the way that you go and get money, or how you keep your money, or how you spend your money, you feel this need to kind of defend why you do it the way you do it. And the fact that you feel you need to explain to anybody why you go and get your bread the way that you do is exactly what is making you feel that way. So again, if you know what seeds you're planting, if you know what your intentions are, then you should know that you will be able to sit on your throne, right? With you see that sword held high, right? With discernment and facts and balance, okay? The door that's now open for you that was once closed, we have the 9 of Pentacles, clarified by the 6 of Pentacles, and we have the rune Wisdom. Really quick, I just want to say, Libra, last month, you guys were my highest viewed video. I think your love reading, like, surpassed 16,000. So, woo! You guys are the shit. I'm sorry I'm wearing my Virgo t-shirt, but my birthday is in 5 days, so I don't care. So, with the 9 of Pentacles being motivated by the 6 of Pentacles, you're finally stepping into the opportunity, and that's why you have to release this fear. You're finally stepping into this opportunity that there's this wisdom, right? There's this ancient knowledge that comes with knowing your worth. and knowing your value. And I love the Nine of Pentacles. It's my treat yourself card. It's my I feel so good, I look good, I smell good type of card. And there's a level of, again, wisdom and ancient knowledge that comes with being able to stand true in your abundance, not feeling guilty, right? Releasing guilt around money. I'm really feeling that way. There's this feeling of like, you feel like you need to explain why you spend the money you do or why you earn the money the way that you do. And like, nobody lives your life but you. Nobody pays your bills but you. Don't let anybody play you. And the motivation for the Nine of Pentacles is the Six of Pentacles, which means that, you know, normally this card can talk about, you know, uneven power structures and giving your power away in order to gain. But you have learned how to set your boundaries and your value in a way that honors you. So even if you're in a traditional job, or you're self-employed, or you do both, or you like, I have multiple jobs. Like, this is my primary one, but I have other hustles too. Don't let people, you know what I mean, come in here and try to tell you like, oh, well, you know, that's not, if you're making XYZ, then you should be putting this much in a Roth IRA, and blah, blah, blah. Like, you earned this, all right? Any money that you have, any physical things that you've achieved, they're yours. And you got them because you learned how to work with your powers. And granted, this is the door that's not open to you. This is available to you. So through your understanding of boundaries and balance, right, which is innately you will flourish. And it will give you this wisdom. And I'm feeling a knowing. Like, it may start as an insight, but it's gonna quickly solidify into a knowing that oh, it feels so good. It's just like, I got this. You know, it's this really nice feeling of like, I got this. Also, if you're looking to start a business, Saturn goes direct the 25th or 26th, or maybe the 29th, I don't know, but soon. And Mercury goes direct the 5th. So I feel like this is the beginning for you, Libra. Potentially, maybe everything's going to start when the sun shifts into your sign. Because you've had Jupiter in your sign. I think he's gonna leave in October, November. Right? So you've done all this expansion around who you are. Right? Because it's either gonna fall on your first house if you're watching this as a rising, or it crossed over your sun, or it crossed over your moon. So you've really found out who you are and expanded your understanding of self, which in turn changes your boundaries, right? And in turn changes your way of identifying with your worth and your value. And going back to the advice section before I get into this, again, slow and steady wins the race. Future, you know, Rome was not built in a day. There's a need to be very patient with yourself as you build something. So those of you that want to start a business or want to build a brand or want to just advance on your own knowledge and really build something, it is available to you, but it's going to take time and you need to be patient. Some of you may need the help of the King of Wands. But more than anything, I feel like this is you taking on a leadership role. I feel like the energy that you're going to need, besides your Libran discernment, right, your intellectual harmony, you're going to need that independence and fire that comes to the King of Wands. The King of Wands is so unapologetic about who he is. He not only is inspired and thriving off of his ideas, but he's confident. He's very confident and sure of himself. And he doesn't just jump at any opportunity, okay? So this is not a brash energy. This is a very secure energy. So once you shake off any beliefs surrounding money that are inhibiting, you're going to be in a very good position to start something different. Again, I don't think it's happening yet. I really don't think it's going to happen until it starts your birthday season, end of October, or rather end of September, excuse me. Your energy this month as it relates to your spiritual path and career. In your head, we have the Three of Cups. In your heart, the Wheel of Fortune. And in your foundation, the Two of Cups. Two of Pentacles. The rune we have on the Three of Cups is healing. So when this card dropped, right, the Three of Cups was all about having fun and just celebrating and loving yourself. And that's exactly what I got. You will greatly heal your mind through indulgence. I don't mean it in like a heavy drinking, substancey type of way, but through acknowledging that you are so blessed and taken care of, and you can afford to treat yourself. And when we surround ourselves with friends, right, support your mind. It's very healing to have a circle of people around you that understand you. So not that you necessarily isolate yourself as like a standard Libra. I'm like shaking thinking about this. But like there's so many people available to help you heal. And I think that going out and having fun will be very healing to your mind, because I think that you've been kind of like on the grind and you just need a release. With Wheel of Fortune in your heart, this is, I think not only is this a change of heart, but I think that you're feeling, you're changing the way you feel about, again, money. And I think you're learning to feel very fortunate for your life that you've lived. Not that you're ungrateful all the time. We all go through our periods where things are just not panning out how we anticipated. Therefore, we can be ungrateful. And that's why I think that you need to just take a break and celebrate, before, the hustle and bustle of your season comes in. I think you really just need to take the time to honor yourself and honor the seasons and honor change and sit on your throne knowing that what you have done, and be confident that you have sown the seeds of change, and that everything that is coming to you is exactly what you asked for. With the Two of Pentacles in your foundation, yes, you are striving for a more balanced life. But I think more than anything, a lot of you are trying to bring your beliefs and your heart into alignment with your work and the way that you address money. Like maybe your spiritual life or the spiritual things that you feel as though that you've been practicing are out of alignment somehow with your spending or the way you go about gaining money. But again, I feel the need for you to not beat yourself up and know that like we're all our own person, and we also can change. We can have a change of heart. You know what I mean? We can decide that, oh my God, I want to do this for the rest of my life, and then wake up 10 years from now and be like, no, I don't. I don't want to do this the rest of my life. This is not cool. Also, if you're juggling your finances, like having a hard time finding balance, obviously don't go out and spend a bunch of money. But I don't feel like that's it. I think that you just need to have some fun and have some levity in order to bring your work life into balance. Because all work, no play is only going to keep Libra's fun at bay. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about right now. I'm not going to go over this spirit advice again. I made it clear. Slow and steady wins the race. So anything that you're wanting to manifest, right? And I think these are very far-reaching plans, because the Knight of Pentacles plans things, 6 months to a year in advance. We just had that eclipse, and eclipses take about 6 months to unfold. So even though technically the energy is over, your birthday's coming. So just really think about what you want to see for yourself in the next year, and how you can step into your King of Wands energy, how you can step into leadership and take more control of your life and your path and what it is that you're manifesting. There's this, right, again, justice, right? There's this balancing of the scale. So now is the time. Now is the time to readjust your path. Now is the time to turn the wheel. So don't be mad about anything that has turned out maybe not as you expected and you're not loving it. You can push it away. You know what I mean? You can choose to not accept it and step into something else. In your most likely outcome at the end of September, we have the Two of Swords with the rune Journey in the World. Now, the Two of Swords obviously talks about being indecisive and not really wanting to make a choice. And with the World, compared to that, we like to think that major arcana just happen for us. They just exist. You know what I mean? Like Spirit drops the energy there and it happens. But the type of resistance that happens in the Two of Swords can really push off the World, because the World, again, takes time. But now we do have the Wheel of Fortune and the World here, which both talks about turning of the tables. So it's like you can keep running on the hamster wheel even though you've had a change of heart, but like you need to take the blindfold off to what your journey, like maybe some of you have been running on autopilot, so to speak, right? And again, it's not going to happen overnight, but there's this new completion available to you. There's this whole new world that can open up for you that is going to advance your path, but you have to choose it consciously, okay? First, mentally, right, by aligning yourself with that truth, okay, and also contemplating in a meditative way. There's two sides to every story. There's two sides to every coin. So it's important to remember, too, that there's no wrong answer and there's no wrong choice. Whichever one you resonate with is the one that you should choose. The one that really touches your heart, right? It feels new and it feels like change and it feels like a breath of fresh air. That is the one that you should choose, in my opinion. Okay? I'm going to get you an affirmation for this month. Okay. That was quick. I have unlimited potential. Only good lies before me. Woo! Look at this. The joy I find in my career is reflected in my overall happiness. So again, don't feel... I think for a lot of you, this is the battle of like, especially those of you on a spiritual path, it's like, oh my gosh, if I do this with my money, or if I take this job, or if I do that, I'm not spiritual. Like, don't do that to yourself. It's not worth it. Okay, it's not worth it. We would not have come into these physical bodies to have a human experience unless we were going to do human things like accumulate money to buy designer bags. Okay? Libra, I love you all so much, and I will be back in September with your love readings. Peace.